Welcome to MSI Music Scene Investigation. Rich Wildman here. Glad to have you along with us, everyone. It is Easter Sunday. That means, well, it's Sunday, and it's Easter, and MSI is on the air. All of those things are happening on Easter Sunday. Every year it happens on Easter Sunday, believe it or not. It's just the way it's been for the last 5 years. Count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On MSI, we bring together indie musicians and people from the independent, well, actually the music industry in general. And our industry personnel will actually take and review and critique the music that's placed in front of them. Every week we select 3 songs randomly from those submitted by indie artists from around the world. This week is no different. We have 3 new songs our panel will be hearing today. Let's meet our panel and find out how everything's going. First of all the way down to the Riviera of England. Yes, not the French Riviera, but the English Riviera. Mr. James Anderson. Hey, James, how are you, my friend?
Hello, and good evening to you, Rich. How's everything with you?
Not too bad. Easter Sunday, what's been going on with you out there in the Riviera?
Well, I've been witnessing some interesting things today. There's been an Easter drag race, which has involved all kinds of transgender and transsexual individuals, all parading about in different outfits. It's been intriguing. I wasn't there to witness it, but a friend of mine was, and I've seen evidence of it on Facebook, so maybe next year I'll partake.
Now, I'm being told we have some odd audio. I'm not sure what the odd audio is.
It's just my ramblings. I think that's the peculiar audio they might be referring to.
I think what it is, I think there's an echo. The radio audio is fine. The video audio is where we're having issues. So I'm not sure what's going on. Let me check this, James. Tell us about are they driving nice cars at this event?
I don't think there's any cars involved whatsoever. I think the drag race is just the play on words.
So no cars at all then?
No, just drag artists. But as for the Easter weekend, had a little bit of chocolate. No eggs involved, and had a rather nice curry this evening that my dad made for me. Nice jalfrezi. So it's been a very pleasant weekend so far.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. I'm also glad to see you back with us after last week's quiz week. How did you enjoy the quiz?
I didn't take it too badly, all that score fixing and you stealing my tiebreak questions.
Yeah, I really feel bad about that, going in and actually stealing the game like that.
Never mind. It was a really good experiment and something I hope that we'll do again.
Oh, I'm sure we will. I'm sure we will. In fact, I think we have another one coming up next month, if I'm not mistaken. Now, somebody tune in to the video stream. Tell me if that echo is still there, if it's gone, or even if it is an echo. I don't know if it is an echo for that matter. As we go over to London and meet Ian Husbands and our guest panelist, Mr. Dave Carrera. Gentlemen, how the heck are you both?
Good evening. Hello. Welcome. Evening. I've got him with me.
And I've got her.
It's the hair. The hair. and the beard.
And the beard, yes. Yes, that makes you a her.
I'm good. Everything's good here.
We have an Easter egg.
Yeah, and we can hear that very well, as a matter of fact. That's cool.
This is percussion.
That's an Easter egg shuffle.
The Easter egg shuffle.
There you go. And can you do the Easter Egg Island song as well?
The Easter Egg Island song.
Yep. And maybe the Easter egg hunt. You've got the baying hounds.
It's there. The baying hounds, the blood, the tears, the pink.
Yeah.
The purple.
The black.
The black.
We've got to put the black in there for the boys.
The black in there for the boys.
Yeah. I'd like to do a quick shout out, actually, before we carry on with the pink theme.
Sure.
To a man called Tim. I had a very positive experience on social networking this week.
Some called him Tim.
So, yeah, indeed. I think he's called Tim Not Tim on Twitter. But I saw some mugs put out by a company called Death Wish Coffee, who I like their coffee. And you can only get their mugs in America, and the postage and package back to England here is just as much as buying the mug is. So it kind of makes it not worth doing. And I sort of asked them, did they have a UK retailer on Twitter? And they said, no, not yet. And this gentleman named Tim, let me find exactly his name, I think it's Tim Booth, came back to me. He lives up in the north of England and told me that his aunt had been to America and bought a job lot of these mugs back. Would I like one? And to follow him and DM him, which I did, asking him how much he wanted for said mug. And the gentleman gave me the mug for the price of postage and packaging.
That's very cool.
Gotcha.
I think it was really, really cool. And here is the mug here, if you can see that. Can you see that?
Hold it up a little bit. Yeah, there you go.
There we go. There's the mug. So a big thanks to Tim and the guys over at Death Wish Coffee as well. Really good coffee and a really cool mug and a really positive experience on social networking. I like that.
Well, that's very cool and always nice to hear of anything positive on social networking.
Indeed.
Anything
about positive on social networking.
Yeah, anything positive that happens on social networking is good. So now my video is all crazy and stuff like that. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, I don't know what's going on anymore. I got to figure this out here. Let's see. I want to hide that. There we go. Now I'm back. So, all right. Now I've asked the guys. Yeah, they're saying nope. Video is really weird today. I don't know what's going on, but if you're watching the video, change over to the radio. And
if I could slap you now, I would.
You might get rid of the echo. That's all I'm saying. So, all right. Dave Carrera, been a while since we've had you on the broadcast with us. Tell us what's going on. Now, we talked a little bit before the broadcast. There's a lot of really important things going on today.
Yeah, but hold on, Richard.
And one of them is actually you have been hired by Ian as an MSI thug. We're going to, you go out.
Branding official, I think.
Dave Carrera is officially branded, sponsored by MSI, or is sponsoring MSI, and the money's in the post, apparently.
Well, there you go.
And it's official because I've got a badge on the back.
Lift it up a bit.
Oh, there we are. I've got a badge on the back.
There you go.
I'm approved.
All right. Awesome.
So was my school.
That's very cool.
The green t-shirt. And,
green t-shirt.
Rich said he'll pay you the money next time he sees you.
And I've got pink shorts on.
I don't want to see them.
Oh, that was the other conversation. That was the other conversation. Yeah.
It all fits together. Then I mean the fact that that it's pink and green, it's perfect.
It's awesome. They should be seen. Yes.
I'm going to step in now.
Go.
We've got a little bit of saddish news, haven't we?
Oh, yes.
To tell people, because it's been a bit of a harsh week.
Yes, I'm not as handsome as I come across on the TV.
Yeah, you are.
No, in the mornings I'm terrible. You told me that before.
Yeah, point taken. In the mornings you're terrible.
No, the sad news is that for health reasons, and only for health reasons, I've had to close Carrera Drums. It stems back 3 years when I had my lung collapses and everything, and but this year my lungs took a very bad turn for the worst, and they're now running at 60%. So like 2 of my cylinders are not working very well. So yeah, it was as I mentioned before, it was a health or wealth decision, and as I want to see my kids grow up and everything else, I took the health choice. But it's not all bad news. It's not all bad news. There are new paths being opened. Now I don't have to be politically correct anymore.
That's a good new path. Always like that new path.
And I can say what I like to within reason and without being liable. Am I that? Can I be liable?
Can I? Like, probably.
Probably.
Knowing you.
Is there an insurance against it?
No.
Oh, okay.
The best insurance is keeping your mouth shut. Anyway,
there's no reason to keep your mouth shut. Now, Dave, we're all sorry about hearing about the close down of Carrera Drums, obviously. But I know for a fact, since I read your bio a long time and many times, I know for a fact you are multi-talented, and you have a lot of things that you can be doing other than just running a business. You can open a new business, start many other things, many other avenues.
There are plenty of avenues, and once we sort out, as you can imagine, the administration side of things, which is all going smoothly, it just takes time. You know, these things take time, and you've got to dot the T's and cross the I's or whatever it is. You know what I mean? But once we get all that done, there are already avenues being offered and being made. I'm being made aware of.
Don't tell them about the lap dancing one.
The lap dancing, yeah. You know, hey, you know, I've got the legs. You know, I'm worth $1 or $2.
I'd buy that for $1.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
So you know, it's not all bad news. You know, as one chapter closes, another one opens. You know, and you just move on. And you know, it's sad. It is sad. It's my dream, but you know, we did make it happen. And in a very ironic way, we got a 5-star accolade from Rhythm magazine in the month I had to close the business, which is a bit. Talk about going out on top.
Going out on a high, exactly. You reached the best of your game, and we
reached the peak, and you know, had some great people behind it, and you know, helping along the way, and it's just been beautiful. And if people see my Facebook page, which is all open still, I haven't closed it, I haven't run away, got nothing to run away from. You can see that people are being really, really genuinely nice. And you know, if they're watching or listening, I just want to thank everybody because it's been fantastic. You know?
And we'd like to thank you. I mean, as Rich said earlier, we're in the 5th year of MSI now, and you've been behind us in some way every step of the way. And you and I have worked on design work and business cards and that in the future. Yeah. So thank you for being a part of MSI in our life. We'll do that public handshaking thing. Thank you very much. But don't go away.
Is there a sink?
No, just wipe them on your jeans.
Okay,
that's all right. But, you know, don't go away. Obviously, now we're going to have Dave Carrera, drum consultant.
Listen. This is your worst nightmare. You've got Dave Carrera with time on his hands.
Well, you know, I don't know. I'm trying to think to myself, could it be worse? And I really can't think of anything worse. Yeah.
What do we do, eh?
Yeah.
What do we do?
Oh my God! Now he's allowed. Mentagog's allowed to do what he wants.
So, have you made up your mind about what it is that you might be doing in the coming months?
Well, I mean, forgetting about the business side of things, which is, you know, the equipment and customer lists and everything is going to be sold to one or two companies that have put a serious interest in. I've had a few others that, you know, have gone quiet, but a couple are definite for Tuesday coming. So that'll be a bit of news being made public. So ironically, the drum making, the shell making, which is like a big part of our things, we sell worldwide to a company called in America as well. We were building up a lot of trade via the generosity of Pork Pie Drums, which is quite a big brand out in LA and the world, of course. You know, they're not just based out there. So that'll be taken over, and that'll be great. So there'll be a lot of music industry shaking of hands, photos, and everything else. After that, on the 29th, I've got a meeting with my specialists to make sure that what I want to do is get back into drumming again. Me and Ian have been talking over a few months really about various projects, but hopefully they'll give me a green bill, and you know, I probably won't have to be as manic as I used to be, but hey, I'm getting older anyway, so I don't want to be. So
it's starting to slow down.
It's time to groove it. It's time to keep that groove going. And hopefully, fingers crossed, they'll give me the green light for that. And then we just move on, you know. And every path that sort of says hello, come and have a little walk down me, I'll do it and see what happens.
All right.
But there is press stuff, and there is design consultancies for other large companies that have already phoned me up. One of them being very sweet, sending me a nice hamper to my house, which was a bit of a shock.
Go on, give them a plug.
No, I can't. No, legally I can't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, at the moment I can't. I told you privately, yeah.
Right, okay.
So, you know, we have a bit of confidence here.
I just thought you'd give them a
if you're
plug.
going to be a renter now.
I haven't said it, have I?
Do you know what I mean?
I was telling you to say it. I didn't say it.
Outside.
What's coming?
Come on, let's go.
You're in no fit state.
Yeah, back to the eggs. Well, anyway, Dave, we wish you all the best, of course, and
hey,
If there's anything we can do, obviously it won't help, but we're happy to do it.
Just send me $100, everybody. Well, hey, I've got a hat somewhere. You know, I can put a begging bowl out. You know, if you need me.
Use your cup.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, the MSI official begging bowl cup. There we go.
There you are.
We need $100 bills in there, please. Thank you.
I've actually got no change on me.
Oh well.
He says, Ian says that to everybody. Don't pay any attention to him. It's fine.
Are you saying his IOUs are no good?
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Oh, no, your promissory notes are rubbish, man.
Yeah.
So 10 up.
They're not worth the paper they're written on, to be honest.
All good fun.
Oh, Lord help me. It's going to be one of those days, everybody. But we do have some great music to take a listen to. And I want to start us out on that. So if you guys are ready, I know everybody out in the audience is. They're saying that the video is coming back, apparently, to some of those locations. They're getting some digital compression glitches on the audio port of it. So if you happen to be watching the video and you're experiencing any issues, please click over to the right-hand side on the radio button. That'll open up MSI Radio on a different page. You can obviously listen to us there live as well. By looking at us,
orange, so you can see them now.
Yeah, exactly. We did, and by looking at us, you know that we all have faces for radio anyway.
Indeed, and also please let us know what you think of our new website. Well, I say we. Rich has been restructuring our website to make us more mobile friendly and make sure Google like us. And he's put a lot of time and effort into this, guys and girls. So please let us know, you know, if you're having any issues, if you think it's working better, and your thoughts. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
You know, the funny part about that is most people probably aren't going to notice any change in the website or very little change. We tried to make it look exactly like it did before, but be friendlier.
And it is. I think it is friendlier. It's rounder corners, saying softer. You know.
Yeah, whatever. All right. We do have some music to take a listen to, so let's do that right now. Let's start out with track number 1 of the 3 tracks we're going to take a listen to on today's broadcast. So here it is, everybody. This is track number 1 on today's Music Scene Investigation. Enjoy it. Of course, just as soon as I say that, it takes a couple of seconds for the music to wind itself up and start playing. There it is. that is track number 1 on the broadcast today, and we're going to find out what everybody thinks about it as soon as I get all my crap together on this end. Takes me a while. You know how hard it is to look this good and push all these buttons at the same time? Not very hard. I'm just kidding with you.
It's just pushing the buttons you have problems with. And they're looking good.
Yeah, I have problems with pretty much everything. That's about the truth of it. So, Ian and Dave, what did you guys think about track number 1?
I kind of like this, to be honest. This has kind of got something pretty cool about it. I don't know. It was kind of like a klezmer band and a polka band doing Mexican and Russian sort of influenced music and rhythms. There was a lot of stuff going on, but it worked really, really well as a piece. I love the movement. I love the dynamics. I love that mental trumpet solo. That was just wailing and screaming over everything else. It all worked. I mean, you know, what do I say about the mix on this? You could hear everything well. I do think the drums were a bit distant, but you kind of get the feeling they were meant to be. Kind of the focus was on them, those horns. So that didn't bother me too much. They sounded like real horns. If they weren't, they're bloody good samples. And, you know, from that point of view, everything was tight. The harmonies were working well. The bass was sitting really nicely. You know, there's a lot of good stuff going on. I mean, certainly a film. I mean, you imagine a film like Dusk Till Dawn or, what was the Mexico one? Once Upon a Time in Mexico or whatever, and stuff like that. You can really, really see.
Or any film themed along that.
The bar scene fight. You know, and things like that. Lots of potential in this. This should be licensed. It's good. It's well mixed. It's well produced. It's got some bloody good performances on there, and the production is slick as well.
All right, Dave, what do you think?
Nigh on everything that Ian said. I do fancy a tortilla right now. You know, it's
I've got some tacos.
Tacos are out there. Let's go. And that the sound sounded really big hall recorded. You know, and I did write down that it sounded like it was recorded at a Mexican wedding. You know, and I don't mean that in a derogatory sense. It really does sound. It has that feel of airy, and probably why the drums are sort of back, because they'll be at the back of the hall, and you could sort of feel the staging of the bands of the music. You know,
where the instruments were panned,
as if you were at the wedding. You know, listening, and it would be sort of balanced like that. Excellent playing. Wasn't very sure about that guitar bit.
That was the weird. The electric guitarist stood up in the middle and played a few bars and then disappeared.
The guitarist sort of shoved in front of everybody and went, "Hey, and I'm here as well. Hello." I mean, they all do that anyway, but you know. Hey.
And that was probably the weakest performance.
That was the weakest part
as well. Yeah,
drop that bit instantly. It detracted from the song. It could grow on you. It could, couldn't it? It could really grow. And yes, definitely for a film of some kind, something like the fight scene or a wedding or party scene in a sort of South American movie.
Comedy chase.
Yeah.
Through the market.
Yeah,
you've got to smash the market stall up, haven't you? And the fruit goes everywhere.
Definitely, a lot. There's enough airy chaos going on there to actually visualize that. Yeah. So yeah, good song.
All right. Well, I appreciate it, guys. Thanks so much. And we're gonna go to James, find out what he thought about it. James, your take on track number 1.
I thought it's fantastic. This is the kind of music that I enjoy anyway. This is my bag. The sort of weird jazzy fusion rock type stuff with all kinds of different horn textures. Very nice indeed. Sort of going back to old school production techniques in there. So it sounded like it had been recorded in the early 70s, and I don't mean that from a negative perspective. There were some sort of older production techniques like keeping the drums distanced and having more focus on the horns and the slightly muddy EQ that made it sound a little bit like it had been mastered to vinyl. Well, maybe I was dreaming and hoping for that. But There were a couple of performance niggles that came up that have been mentioned, such as the guitar solo. And I noticed that in moments the horns weren't 100% tight. I mean, there was some lax timings, but it had the human element to it, and I really like that feel. It reminded me a lot of Zappa's Grand Wazoo Band. It definitely had that feel to it, and kept thinking of that while that was playing. Overall, really good start, good first track. Hope the rest will like it.
All right, well, we'll find out in just a few minutes. Track number 1. It's called Toco Hills Kurdish Club, and it's by Fourth Ward AKO, and we appreciate their sending that track in to Music Scene Investigation. If you want to get your track in front of our panel, all you have to do is go to musicsceneinvestigation.com, click on Submit a Song at the top of the page, and we'll select it randomly one of these days for playback before our panel. All right, guys, 2 more tracks to listen to, and I want to make sure we get them in. So first of all, you have anything to say about that title? I know that you guys up there were laughing about it.
That's brilliant.
Dave said,
yeah,
and Dave said he wanted a taco straight after it.
Do you know what I mean? It's like, hey, it's genius. It made me hungry.
Oh, there you go.
And it gave me the horn.
I want chili and cheese right now.
And Box of Crap says it needs an accordion as well. Box of Crap in the chat there.
There are a couple of guys out there who said that they were thinking the song is pretty cool. Sounded like Klezmer doing Coltrane, one person said. So that's very cool, too. All right, song number 2 is up right now. Here it is, everybody. This is track number 2 on today's Music Scene Investigation. Certainly hope you enjoy it as well. Enjoy it. Here it is, track number 2 on the broadcast.
I tried out a couple times. Some of it just didn't feel right. Wanted lights to be like them. Hopped on the disco train. Now I'm traveling up like high to the sky that feels too bright to be happy in disguise. To the sky, my own surprise. Come on, brother, let's rock, rock, rock and roll. Come on, sister, let's lose control. I don't wanna be, I don't wanna love, I just wanna do this for myself and make this life right. Take it for my sake. I don't wanna feel, I don't wanna live, I just wanna do this for my own and beat this so late. Break it for my sake. Out on the floor, I was so dead. My jack of fool, I didn't play. Try not to beat myself too much. The expectations are no rush. This time I get myself to work. Work on the floor and waste of mine. Accept the loss and save the string. To be as one, not obey. Come on, brother, let's rock, rock, rock and roll. Come on, sister, let's lose control. I don't wanna be, I don't wanna love, I just wanna do this for myself and make this life right. Take it for my sake. I don't wanna feel, I don't wanna live, I just wanna do this for my own and beat this so late. Break it for my sake. Come on, brother, rock and roll. Come on, sister, lose control. I don't wanna be, I don't wanna love, I just wanna do this for myself and make this life right. Take it for my sake. I don't wanna feel. I don't wanna live. I just wanna do this for my own. To beat the soul late. Break it for my sake. I don't wanna be. I don't wanna love. I just wanna do this for myself and make this life right. Take it for my sake.
And that is track number 2 on the broadcast today. We're going to go over to James Anderson, find out what his thoughts are on track number 2. James?
One of those tracks, after listening to it, it had a lot of promise, but certain words kept coming up in my notes. And those were nervous, awkward, tense, and rushed. I think the timings of that just sounded so edgy. I just felt like it was going somewhere. And the vocalist seemed like she was being pushed to do it. It didn't feel like that she had the right kind of soul or the right tempo to work with. Now, this sounds really unfair, but that's just the way it came across, really. And I don't think it helps having those sort of out-of-the-box synth sounds, and the mix was like my head was sucked into a vortex with the cans on. So everything just seemed too intense for me and just wrong. As a song, it's a little bit boring, too much repetition, but I think there's the basis of a really good track here if it was just reworked. And there are other elements where I think there could be improvement on. I think that the vocalist's got a good voice, but she's not using it properly. I think she sounds too nervous, mainly because of that funny tempo. And she doesn't necessarily need to be double-tracked on certain refrain lines. Maybe an additional backing vocalist would be better for that. But it sounds like I've been particularly harsh on this track, and I'm just trying to provide constructive criticism. I don't think it was bad. I just think it needs a lot of improvement.
All right. Well, that makes sense, and I appreciate your thoughts on that, James. Now over to Dave and Ian for their thoughts. Gentlemen, what do you think of track number 2? Dave, start with you.
Yeah, me and Ian both agree on this. That the track, the music, get rid of it. Totally dump the whole thing. The feel and the slight melody, keep it, but make it with vintage drums, a little bit of a shuffle, a little bit Amy Winehouse and Duffy style, and then the vocalists agree will then sit easier with it. And get rid of this. This is my pet hate at the moment. Is what I was explaining to Ian. Is a lot of girls these days do this what I call lazy gospel singing, the wobbly warbles and all this sort of thing, and it's boring. It's like the Whitney Houston scenario, where I
will always love you.
I will always love you, and every girl wanted to be I always love you, and I always love you, and I'm going to sing like Whitney Houston and
or Mariah Carey.
Yeah. Develop your own style as a vocalist. It's hard enough for girls as it is because they all sound blinking the same anyway. But then when you get your Amy's and your Duffys and everything else, they stand out, And they've got underneath is a simple, easy, soft music, bass, punchy songs, nice and melodic and catchy. Trash. The music was trash. Just get rid of it and then let the singer work to something nice and soft underneath.
All right, Ian.
What you've got here is someone trying to emulate a funky, soulful song with MIDI, and you can hear that all the way through. This track sounds like it's been quantized to the nth degree, to eighths or sixteenths, and the vocal is swinging, but the music isn't. It's set on the standard beat. There's no swing to it, and it should be. It should have that groove that goes with that vocal.
Yeah,
like this, rather than 1, 2, 3, 4,
swing
and
it.
hitting that beat. It needs to swing. You know, you can do this with MIDI in many of the doors and stuff like that. There's good settings for swing settings and stuff like that. And again, yeah, you know, even if you want to do this with samples, get some, you know, vintage drum samples, a Gretsch or a Ludwig or something like that, and use real drum sounds. That auto wah guitar, you know, the clavs, clavinovas, and the electric pianos, and that sort of bass, you know, a bit of slap bass. Go and listen to some Amy Winehouse. Go and listen to some Duffy, some Bruno Mars, some Mark Ronson stuff. I think this girl's got a good voice, and I don't think she's using her voice properly over this track, because the track itself isn't doing it for her. She's not hooking in properly. She's not feeling the passion from this just flat programmed backing track. And I think if you put her in there with a good bunch of session musicians who are playing this track with feel and dynamics, then you're going to get more out of her as a singer. And as a producer, you will be able to encourage her to push that on. She's got good timing. She's got a good sense of pitch and tune. Yeah, the lyrics could be reworked a little bit, but if you're going for I mean, listen to something like Uptown Funk. The lyrics on it are so repetitive, but it sells millions.
And leave it light and airy.
Yeah,
you know, don't get too busy on it. Just leave it light and airy, and that'd be a lovely summer song if it was produced that way.
Yeah, it just the whole production on this, from my point of view, is wrong.
All right, well, fair enough, gentlemen. I appreciate your thoughts on that. Track number 2, it's called "Fool Don't Be," and it's by Meresha, and we appreciate Meresha sending that track into Music Scene Investigation. All right, we have one more track to take a listen to on today's broadcast. We're going to do that right now, so everybody plug in, strap in, and tune in to track number 3 on the broadcast today. Here it is, everyone. This is track number 3.
Now you tonight
There you have it. That is track number 3 on the broadcast today. We're going to start out with Dave and Ian, find out their thoughts, and then we'll catch up with James. Dave, Ian, what do you think?
Yeah, Coldplay meets with a Prince beginning.
And a bit of Pink Floyd and
with
U2 thrown in there as well.
U2 and Floyd on the guitars. Yeah, drumming, my little bag. Way too messy. Needs for this song to hold it with the dreamy vocals in a Coldplay-esque way. It needs to be more solid. It needs to be drops a fourth note maybe and hold it maybe up on the ride. Keep it driving, keep it pushing, keep it going, and then you can drop every second beat when you do the syncopation piece. You know, when they're
Yeah,
you can drop that. But simple, keep it keep it simple, stupid. You know, don't try and be arty farty and mess about with it because it gets all messy, doesn't it? Especially at the beginning, it was like, what's going on there? I don't know. It's catchy. It's a good song. There's a basis of a good song. Just needs to be less complicated, less fussy. Let's put this in. Let's put that in. Let's do that. Let's do this. And the ending, naff. You know what I mean? It's been done a billion times. You know, come on.
bit of tape delay.
Yeah, it's like, they're all cliches and they work to a degree, but it could be done better. But it is a good song. It is a good song, but it could be done a lot better.
All right, Ian?
All right. Lots to think about on this one. To start with, the drums. They were there. They weren't there. They were present. They were knocked right back, and syncopation was too busy. The levels need to be sorted out on them because sometimes they came in and they were just sitting right, and you thought, okay, the track's picking up now, and then they just did the sort of pre-chorus came in and they dropped out again, and you lost them. Again, there's a bit of a wall of sound to get through here. There's a lot going on. There's sort of 2 or 3 guitar tracks echoing around with lots of reverbs and delays on them. There's 2 or 3 synth tracks echoing in the background, pads and stuff like that with lots of reverbs and delays on them. And it's all kind of creating this wall of sound where you're starting to lose the individual parts. So, I mean, the bass on this, it was just kind of so nondescript that I hadn't really sort of made much attention to it. It was there, but again, it wasn't exactly. There was no sort of presence to it. There was no sort of higher frequencies on the bass there. It was just sort of very low. It did have a Chris Martin vocal sort of feeling from Coldplay, but to me, there were certain elements where you just thought the track was going to pick up and fly, and his voice got a little bit more aggressive, and I liked what he was singing. And I liked how he was singing and that aggression in his voice. And I thought the track was sort of going to take a step forward. Drums were going to punch in, maybe some bigger guitars, and it was going to fly into something a bit more Incubus-y or something like that. And it didn't. And I think for me, the track's kind of fighting to find its identity. Is it a guitar-based track? Is it a synth-based track? Is it sort of going more towards the club mix side of things? Is it a pop song? Is it a rock song? I don't think it's quite defined. Some of them drums were quite rocking and sort of large when they were there. But again, it would drop back to that syncopation part, and it was all like, well, no, it's not flying, it's not moving forward, it's not grooving. And I think you need to strip this track back. The guy's obviously got a good voice. Would have liked to heard that higher in the mix again because he was just getting swamped out by all those large reverbs and delays and all the synths and the guitar tracks. And give this track an identity. It's missing something. It's missing a musical hook, something you can attach onto. It's just a wall of sound at the moment. Strip it back, look at it, and give it a bit more of a dynamic, a bit more of space for that vocal to sit so you can hear it. The drums and the bass drive the track with the synths and the guitars creating the atmosphere around the vocals. At the moment, it's not like that. So, yeah, strip it back, reproduce this, give it an identity, give it a genre that you can kind of identify with a little bit more.
All right. I appreciate your thoughts, guys. Over to James and his thoughts on track number 3. James?
Okay, I'm going to start on the mix on this one because I think it's one of those tracks where it's particularly hard to get the right kind of balance. As Ian and Dave have already said, the vocal's been too low. There's been a lot of competition over all the different instrumentation. especially when it comes to sort of identifying things and identifying where things are going. I'm going to assume that a lot of time spent on this makes either that or someone didn't spend enough time on it. But taking the assumption that someone did spend a lot of time on it, their ears got tired. With a track like this, you need to do it in short bursts and keep coming back to it. Get a fresh pair of ears in, use headphones, use monitors, just cross-reference as many times as possible because it's so easy to get carried away, turn it up and think, yeah, this sounds good. And because you're familiar with it, you'll hear everything in it. What you need to do is to just take some time out, come back to it, re-listen, rework it. That's why the vocals are too low and too high in places. That's why you can't differentiate between different sections, and it has become a wall of sound, which might be what they've gone for. I'm not really sure about that, but given the fact that there's U2 and Floyd influences and that kind of ilk, then I wouldn't be surprised if they want to go with something that's a little bit like that. Drumming definitely needs to be more solid, as Dave said. He's the expert on this one, not me, but I could definitely tell that it needed to be more forceful. And for a Swamps Out mix, there's some good ideas there. The ending I particularly liked. I like anything that surprises me audibly, and that tantalised the ears. That was about all it did for me, really. It was a good track, but that was the highlight. I think it's one of those ones that I'd like to hear on monitors, because obviously just judging on headphones, you can't really tell too much, because I think that some attention has been paid to it, so it sounds quite good. There's a good sound stage there, but then just needs to be more time and effort put in the right capacity.
All right. Well, I appreciate that, James. Go ahead, Ian.
Could I just ask, Rich, this isn't by that band My Serotonin Injection, is it?
No, it's not.
Just checking.
Oh, okay.
It is
They're
not.
on next week.
Yeah, no.
Next week, right? Okay.
Next week.
Yeah, let's see what happens. The name of this band and the name of the song. The song is called Aimless Aimer. The name of the band is called Sunracer. Thanks for sending that into MSI. Again, we do this every Sunday, and on this coming Wednesday, the second Wednesday of the month, you can catch our hit list show where we pit out our previous Song of the Week selectees against each other and find out who will be the band of the month. That's brought to you by Landar.com. Mastering made easy at Landar.com, LANDR.com. Check it out, see for yourself, check it, and try it out for free by clicking the link below the live window at MusicSceneInvestigation.com and see if it'll work for you. It's mastering made simple. All right, the three songs are out. You've heard them. You know the names and the artists. Time for you to select a Song of the Week. So talk it out amongst yourselves and let me know what your thoughts are.
I'm going to jump straight in here. I'm going to be quirky. I'm going to be weird. I'm going to go with track number one. I think, personally, that track out of all of these is best mixed, best produced, and has got the best potential of doing something in film or TV or licensing of some kind against the other two, which I do feel need a lot more attention on their mix and their production. And it gave me the horn.
Well, I think it gave Ian the horn, and Dave wanted to eat tacos, so I'm going to go with one as well.
Yeah, it made me feel hungry, which is always a good thing.
That's like giving you the horn, isn't it? Really?
This gave me the horn. Yeah. You know, I've got chili and cheese on the way home.
Really?
Yeah. Yum. You know, any song that makes you feel like yum.
Yum. Yeah. And you had a roast dinner.
The other two songs, though, seriously, you know, there's not a lot needed, is it, to push them forward? But the first one is there.
Yeah. The
first one's there. Yeah, it's presented well.
All right. Well, it is unanimous then. Song number one from Fourth Ward, AKO, called Taco Hill's Kurdish Club, is going to be our song of the week.
Can you send him an email? Say Dave Carrera says, can you change it to chili and cheese?
I'll tell you what. You can send him an email and ask him
I will.
that. How's that?
Chili and cheese. Yeah.
All right. Well, that makes sense. All right. Again, thank you for sending that track in. Congratulations to them on being picked as Song of the Week winner. And again, this Wednesday, tune in for the Hit List broadcast. That's at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 10:30 p.m. GMT. You don't want to miss it. Dave, thank you for being here with us. We really appreciate it and glad to have you back with us.
My pleasure, sir.
And Ian, James, thank you as well. Want to thank everybody out in the audience for being with us. Apologies for any video issues. Apparently, there have been tons of them. As I'm watching it right now, it's all over the place. Who knows what the hell's going on with it? And we're going to look at that more in depth and see if we can get things figured out and corrections made. Not too many people are going to be happy with those corrections, I think, but we'll get them made one way or the other. Thanks for being here. We'll catch you next week and this Wednesday as we do it all over again on Music Scene Investigation. We'll see you later, everyone. We're
Who's with us next week, Rich?
I believe it's going to be the voice guy himself. That voice guy, Mr. Ken Scott, will be joining us on next week's program.
And I will be pointing him towards a quiz show to show him the answers you gave about him.
Okay, that's
fine.
And
we will be having a who looks more like Rich Wildman contest, you or Ken.
I think Ken will look more like me than I will. It's all good. It's
going to be an interesting show next week.
It should be. Thanks for being here, everybody. We're going to play out with this week's Song of the Week winner, Fourth Ward AKO, and their track.
Sponsored by MSI.
Coffee.
MSI.
Coffee.
Thanks for being here, everybody. We'll talk to you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.